Statement. This is to advise the general public that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled Senator Byron M. Barr Open Public Meeting Act, New Jersey Casino Control Commission on December 7, 2022, filed with the Secretary of State at the State House in Trenton an annual meeting schedule on December 8, 2022. Copies were mailed to subscribers. Any member of the public who wishes to address the commission will be given the opportunity to do so before the commission adjourns for the day. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone who is joining us in person and remotely today. Meeting participants who wish to do so can continue to address the Commission through remote technology. We are also permitting in-person participation. The public meeting room is therefore open and appropriate health measures are being taken. We will, however, continue to stream our public meetings. The public is able to listen through access provided on the Commission's website, as well as through our YouTube channel. We will accept public comments via email. Public comments can be sent to public.comments@ccc.nj.gov. I will repeat that. Public comments can be sent to public.comments@ccc.nj.gov beginning now and any time throughout the meeting, ending at the time of adjournment. This meeting is being transcribed as well as recorded, and minutes will be available on our website in due course. To meeting participant callers, I ask that you follow the instructions provided with the web link or the audio call-in code, and please place your phones on mute until your matter is called. Also, when your matter is called, please turn on your camera and identify yourself before speaking. Thank you.
Good morning. Please answer when I call your name for the roll, please. Commissioner Molyneux,
Present.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Present.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Present.
Thank you. Matters discussed in closed session this morning included employee license matters, approval of the August 9, 2023 closed session minutes, and approval of an internal promotion to the position of research analyst in the Policy Planning and Development Unit, Division of Regulatory Affairs. The first matter for your consideration on the public agenda is ratification of the minutes of the August 9, 2023 public meeting.
Are there any questions for council or corrections?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to ratify the minutes of August 9th, 2023.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. Item number 2 are applications for initial casino key employee licenses. They include Sade W. Drinks, Kenneth A. Hitzelberger, William H. Hudgens Jr., Khalidia M. Macon, Bryce D. Martin, Alexander Mateo, and Dylan M. Mateka. With respect to matters Kenneth Hitzelberger, right, 1 second. Oh, there were some addendums. Addendums included Carlos J. Gutierrez Martinez and Bruce C. Perlman. My apologies. They are H and I. Now, with respect to Kenneth Hitzelberger, Carlos J. Gutierrez Martinez, and Bruce C. Perlman, Division of Gaming Enforcement has reviewed those matters. Staff has also reviewed and provided all information necessary and recommend that those initial casino key employee licenses be granted.
Are there any questions regarding any of these matters?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the 3 initial Casino Key employee licenses.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Continuing with respect to the matters, Charday W. Drinks, William H. Hudgens Jr., Kyledia M. Macon, Bryce D. Martin, Alexander Mateo, and Dylan M. Mateka. Objections have been raised by the division with a request that the matters be referred to the commission's contested case process. Staff concurs with that recommendation and so asks that you do. With respect, for the record to note, with respect to Kyledia M. Macon, you will recall that her matter was addressed at the last commission meeting where you suspended her initial Casino Key employee license. The follow-up matter for your consideration with respect to the remand vote for her matter is the division's request that her initial Casino Key employee license be revoked. Again, with respect to all matters called, the recommendation is that they be remanded for a hearing by the commission at this time.
Are there any questions for council regarding any of these matters?
No.
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to remand for a hearing the 6 initial Casino Key employee license applications.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Item number 3 is the application of Kevin F. Skull for a resubmitted Casino Key employee license and for qualification to serve as to continue to serve as Assistant General Manager for Golden Nugget Atlantic City LLC. This matter has been reviewed by both the division as well as commission staff with the recommendation that Kevin Skull's resubmitted application and continued qualification be granted.
Are there any questions regarding this matter?
No.
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant resubmitted key license and qualification.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 4 are approvals through delegation of authority between August 1, 2023 and August 31, 2023 pursuant to resolution number 2201-1211B. Patrick Eeler, manager, is here to review those matters with you for the record. However, no action is required by the commission at this time.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. I am Patrick Eeler, Licensing and Financial Evaluation Unit Manager, appearing on behalf of the Commission. Between August 1st and August 31st, 2023, the staff of the Commission's Regulatory Affairs Division granted the following approvals via its delegated authority. On August 2nd, 2023, temporary Casino Key employee licenses were granted to Paul T. Garrity for a security shift supervisor position at Resorts Atlantic City, and to Leslie A. Wright, also known as Leslie A. Wilkins, for a senior manager of internal audit position at Borgata. On August 8th, 2023, temporary Casino Key employee licenses were granted to Gary Imperator for a dual-rate casino game supervisor and assistant casino shift manager position at Caesars Atlantic City, and to Sonia M. Paz Alvarado for a count room lead position at Borgata. On August 9th, 2023, a temporary Casino Key employee license was granted to Gino J. Cantel for a sportsbook supervisor position at Caesars Atlantic City. On August 10th, 2023, a temporary Casino Key employee license was granted to Jared M. Mills for a count room lead position at Harrah's Atlantic City. On August 15th, 2023, a temporary Casino Key employee license was granted to Alfredo A. Felice Jr. for a security director position at Bally's Atlantic City. On August 17th, 2023, temporary casino key employee licenses were granted to Ross D. Barth for an IT manager position at Bally's Atlantic City, and to Shah M. Shihab Zaman for a sportsbook supervisor position at Hard Rock Atlantic City. On August 21st, 2023, temporary casino key employee licenses were granted to Sanjib Karki for a dual-rate surveillance operator position, and to Savon D. Rolls for a casino cage supervisor position, both at Hard Rock Atlantic City. On August 22nd, 2023, a temporary casino key employee license was granted to Kenneth K. Chung for a poker operations administrator position at Borgata. On August 23rd, 2023, a temporary casino key employee license was granted to Carrie D. Cooper for a dual-rate slot services supervisor and shift manager position at Tropicana Atlantic City. And on August 30th, 2023, a temporary casino key employee license was granted to Ashley B. Gibson for a dual-rate surveillance officer and shift manager position at Golden Nugget Atlantic City. This memorializes the noted approvals that were granted by the Commission's Division of Regulatory Affairs via its delegated authority during this period, and no further Commission action is required. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 5 is request for inactivation of casino key employee licenses. Again, Manager Patrick Ehler will review those matters with you.
Thank you. In lieu of filing a casino key employee license review application, the following 4 individuals have requested to be placed on the casino key employee license approved inactive list. Heather M. Allen, also known as Heather M. Bennett, Dawn D. Casal, Francis J. Pollock III, and Walter P. Simon. If the requests are granted, each individual may remain on the approved inactive list for a period of up to 5 years. Commission staff has reviewed these requests and recommends that you grant the requested relief.
Are there any questions on any of these matters?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the requested relief and order that the 4 casino key employee licenses be inactivated.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is consideration of the lapsing of casino key employee licenses. Again, Patrick Ehler, Manager, will address those matters with you.
At this time, the following 5 individuals are up for your consideration to lapse their casino key employee license: Joshua A. Coleman, Elizabeth A. DeAndrea, also known as Elizabeth A. Bennett, William L. Gormley, Mark H. Shiner, and Jean M. Snyder. In each of these cases, the casino key employee license review application filing deadline has passed, and the individual has not filed a casino key employee license review application nor requested to be placed on the casino key employee license approved inactive list. Based on these facts, staff recommends that the casino key employee licenses of each of the individuals be deemed to have lapsed.
Are there any questions on any of these matters?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to find that the 5 casino key employee licenses lapsed pursuant to NJAC 19:41A-6.1F of the regulations.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Item number 7 is consideration of the initial application of Tiana Harrington for a casino key employee license, docket number 230044CK. Senior Counsel Teresa Pimpinelli will review that matter with you.
Morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, appearing for the Commission. Before you is a stipulation of settlement for the initial application of Tiana Harrington for her casino key employee license. If approved, her license will be valid through September of 2028. You have staff's memo and recommendation for this matter. Ms. Harrington was notified of today's proceedings and expressed an interest in being on the Zoom, but I do not see her. So I would just ask counsel for the division to enter their appearance and proceed.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Jocelyn Fedowitz, Deputy Attorney General, on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. The division has nothing further on this matter and respectfully requests that the stipulation be approved as submitted. Thank you.
Again, for the record, the applicant is not here in person or telephonically.
Correct.
Correct. Are there any questions for counsel?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the stipulation of settlement between the division and applicant and grant the initial application of Tiana Harrington for a casino key employee license, subject to compliance with the terms and conditions as provided for in the stipulation.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Item number 8 is consideration of the initial application of Eduardo Alvarado Flores for a casino key employee license, docket number 230042CK. Again, Senior Counsel Teresa Pipinelli will review that matter with you.
Again, Chairman and Commissioners, Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, appearing for the Commission. Before you is a stipulation of settlement for the initial application of Eduardo Alvarado Flores for his casino key employee license. If approved, his license will be valid through September of 2028. You have staff's memo and recommendation for this matter. Mr. Alvarado Flores is present for you, and I would just ask counsel for the division to enter their appearance and proceed.
Chairman and Commissioners, Jocelyn Fedowitz, Deputy Attorney General, on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. The division has nothing further on this matter and respectfully requests that the stipulation be approved as submitted. Additionally, if the applicant wishes to speak, we just request that they be sworn in prior to doing so. Thank you.
Sir, did you want to make any comments?
First, I just want to say good morning.
Please swear.
My name is Eduardo Flores, and sorry.
Let's swear you in.
Would you please stand and raise your right hand?
Okay. Stand up and raise my right hand, you said?
Yes, your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
State your name for the record.
Eduardo J. Alvarado Flores.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay. I just want to say good morning and thanks for the opportunity to be here. And I just want to comply with everything you guys need me to do. And that's about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Are there any questions for counsel or the applicant?
you. No.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the stipulation of settlement between the division and applicant and grant the initial application of Eduardo Alvarado Flores for a casino key employee license, subject to compliance with the terms and conditions as provided for in the stipulation.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
Mr. Flores, thank you for coming.
No, you're
Seems
welcome.
like you're a little nervous, but it's okay.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Item number 9 is consideration of the initial application of Latita Prescott for a casino key employee license, docket number 230046CK. Again, we have Senior Counsel Teresa Pipinelli, who will address that matter with you.
Chairman and Commissioners, Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, appearing again for the Commission. Before you is a stipulation of settlement for the initial application of Latita Prescott for her casino key employee license. Again, if approved today, her license will be valid through September of 2028. You have staff's memo and recommendation for this matter. Ms. Prescott was notified of today's meeting. I would just ask counsel for the division to enter their appearance and proceed.
Chairman and Commissioners, Jocelyn Fedowitz, Deputy Attorney General, on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. The division has nothing further on this matter and respectfully requests that the stipulation be approved as submitted. Thank you.
Again, for the record, the applicant is not here in person or telephonically.
Correct.
Are there any questions for counsel?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the stipulation of settlement between the division and applicant and grant the initial application of Latita Prescott for a casino key employee license, subject to compliance with the terms and conditions as provided for in the stipulation.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Item number 10 is the application for suspension in State of New Jersey versus Michael Brown, docket number 23-0051RC. This matter was adjourned for today from the August 9, 2023 public meeting. Senior Counsel Teresa Pimpinelli will review that matter with you.
Chairman and Commissioners, Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, appearing again for the Commission. For your consideration is the request of the Division of Gaming Enforcement to suspend the casino key employee license of Michael Brown. You have staff's memo and recommendation for this matter. Mr. Brown is available by Zoom, and I would just ask counsel for the division to enter their appearance and proceed.
Chairman and Commissioners, Jocelyn Fedowitz, Deputy Attorney General, on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. As of now, if the criminal matter, it remains pending, and therefore the charges of the invasion of privacy, which are disqualifying, remain pending in the system. Additionally, the warrant relating to Michael Brown's pending charge of attendance required by children ages 6 to 16 has been recalled, and that has a pending court date of October 20th, 2023. The division will monitor that matter to make sure that it is resolved. Thank you. And we just request that if Michael Brown speaks today, that he be sworn in prior to doing so.
Mr. Brown's on the line.
Yes, he is.
Mr. Brown, did you want to make a statement?
Yes, the only statement I would like to
Mr. Brown,
make is,
You have to
be
be
sworn
sworn in,
first.
Mr. Brown.
oh, sorry about that.
Mr. Brown, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Michael Brown.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Proceed, Mr. Brown.
Yes, I would just like to make it known that I'm working on these matters, and I was informed that the one matter will be dismissed soon. They said it'd take 4 to 5 days, and the attendance matter will be resolved once I go to court on October the 20th. I'm optimistic about both cases, and if I'm allowed the time to, prove that these cases have been resolved, I would appreciate it.
Mr. Brown, for the record, what kind of time are you talking about? When is your next court matter?
My next court matter, I was told October the 4th.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions for Mr. Brown?
No,
No.
no.
So, Mr. Brown, you're confident then on October 4th, you'll have that one matter resolved, and you have a court date of October 20th for the other pending matter?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. There are no other questions for counsel or Mr. Brown. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to delegate to you, the chairman, the authority to decide this matter, and further order the respondent to provide you, the chairman, with proof of the resolution of the underlying criminal matter by October 5th, 2023, and the division to file any response to such proof of resolution by October 10th, 2023, at which time the chairman, you, may issue a determination on this matter.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. Brown, did you hear the stipulation that you have to get that one matter resolved by October 5th?
Yes, sir, I did hear that.
And after that date, you'll make sure the appropriate documentation comes to the commission as well?
Well, certainly will.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Item number 11 is the joint petition of Premier Entertainment, AC LLC, and Bally's Corporation requesting an extension of time for Kim Barker Lee to assume the duties and exercise the powers of Executive Vice President, Chief Legal Officer, pending plenary qualification. Petition 3482203. You may recall that this matter was originally initiated by petition, which you considered at your January 11, 2023 meeting, considering and granting Kim Barker Lee temporary qualification to serve as Executive Vice President and Chief Legal Officer. You granted that temporary qualification as reflected in Resolution 2301-1117. That temporary qualification is set to expire on October 11. The current pending petition seeks to extend that pursuant to statutory relief for up to a 3-month period of time. You do have counsel for the petitioner present, Lynn Kaufman, and counsel for the division, and with your permission, Mr. Chairman, I would defer to them to address the commission directly.
Good morning, Chair, Commissioners. Lynn Kaufman, Cooper Levinson, on behalf of Bally's Corporation. As stated, and in view of the rescheduling of the Commission's October meeting from October 11th to October 25th, per the petition, we believe that we have established good cause to extend the temporary qualification of Kim Barker Lee, who is Chief Legal Officer and Executive Vice President of Bally's Corporation, for an additional 3 months pending plenary qualification. And we ask that, respectfully request the Commission to approve the relief requested. I have reviewed the draft resolution and have no objections. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. James Lee, Deputy Attorney General, on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. You have the Division's response of no objection dated August 29 to the petition requesting a 3-month extension for the temporary qualification of Kim Barker Lee, Executive Vice President and Chief Legal Officer of Bally's Corporation. In addition, the Division has reviewed the draft resolution and has no objections. Thank you.
Are there any questions for council?
No.
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the draft resolution, find good cause, and grant the requested relief, and A, extend Kim Barker Lee's temporary qualification for 3 months, effective October 11th, 2023, and B, authorize Ms. Lee to continue to perform the duties and exercise the powers as Executive Vice President, Chief Legal Officer for Bally's Corporation, pending qualification and licensure, subject to the conditions in NJAC 13:69C-2.7.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Mala,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Thank you.
The next matter for your consideration is in the matter of the funds held by the Department of Treasury for redemption of Playboy chips, PRN 1912306. This matter was initiated by petition PRN 2092304, filed by the Division of Gaming Enforcement, dated July 10, 2023. The matter was initially listed for consideration at the Commission's August 9, 2023 public meeting, adjourned to today's meeting. In the interim, a amended petition was filed by the Division of Gaming Enforcement dated August 23, 2023. The matter is now ready for your consideration. We have counsel for the division, Chuck Kimball here, and with your permission, Mr. Chairman, I would ask that he enter his appearance for the record.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. Charles Kimmel on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. As noted, the Division of Gaming Enforcement initially filed a petition and then an amended petition on August 23rd seeking to confirm our emergency order of July 7th, permanently ending redemptions for chips of the former Playboy Hotel Casino. I think a little history is probably...
Mr. Kimmel, before you get started, just for the record, if, by virtue of the request of the petition to amend prior commission orders, we would ask that certain exhibits be marked to coincide with your arguments regarding revisiting certain orders. So,
I have reviewed those exhibits, and I have no objection to their
okay.
admission.
So, Mr. Nance, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, Mr. Nance could identify those exhibits for the commission.
Chair, Commissioners, the pre-marked exhibits are as follows. The Casino Control Commission has 5 exhibits, pre-marked as C1 to C5. C1 is the Casino Control Commission Order Number 89-22-34, petition of Elsinore Shore Associates seeking release of funds held in certain dedicated accounts. C2 is the Casino Control Commission Order 89-23-23-A in the matter of conservatorship of Elsinore Shore Associates. C3 is a Casino Control Commission Order Number 89-43-29, amended petition of Elsinore Shore Associates seeking the release of certain restricted accounts held for redemption of gaming chips and seeking a declaration that funds set aside for progressive slot machine jackpots liability be treated as casino winnings belonging to petitioners. C4 is Casino Control Commission Order Number 89-50-35, conservators petition for a declaratory ruling that the Casino Control Fund can be used to pay the fees and expenses of the conservator and his counsel for other relief. And C5, which is the Casino Control Commission Resolution Number 90-4-25, delegating the State of New Jersey Cash Management Fund as a legal depository. These are the exhibits.
And I think a little bit of a brief history is probably needed. The Playboy Casino was opened in 1981. It rebranded in 1984 to the Atlantis Casino Hotel. In 1989, this commission denied renewal of the Atlantis license and ordered the facility closed. Between 1984 and 1989, people who had been given Playboy chips as representation of gambling debt were able to redeem those at the Atlantis in person in the very same building that they obtained them. So there wasn't much difficulty in being able for people to cash those in. In 1989, when the Atlantis closed, the commission ordered that amount of money be set aside for both Atlantis redemptions and Playboy redemptions. The Playboy redemption amount was approximately $450,000. This amount represented the chips that were outstanding to gamblers at that time. It did not represent the inventory of the company. Those chips that were in inventory of the company, of then the Atlantis, were ordered to be destroyed. So that the only outstanding chips were for people who actually received them as representation of gambling debt. Now, what happened was that the company contracted to destroy those chips, failed to do so. They were instead buried in a roadside, and at some point after that, dug up and able to be accessed by certain members of the public. The fund itself was meant only for redemption of people who obtained the chips from the Playboy. It was not meant as something for a hedge on speculation or for people to be able to redeem on the secondary market. In fact, the commission had a regulation, and the division has adopted that in its own regulation, that chips that are obtained from gambling tables are strictly for the person who obtained them. They're not supposed to be cash equivalents. They're not supposed to be able to be redeemed on the secondary market or traded on the secondary market. They may have collector value, but they're not intended for redemption. So the fund that was established for redemption nearly 40 years ago is is something that was meant only for gamblers of the Playboy. It's not meant for redemptions on the secondary market. What has happened recently is that we have found that people, at least one person, has obtained chips on the secondary market and has attempted to redeem those. The funds that are currently held by Unclaimed Property Administrator denied that request for redemption. And because that brought it to everybody's attention, the division filed its emergency order on July 7th saying that after almost 40 years, since those chips were only intended to be redeemed by the gamblers themselves, the time has now passed for redemption. People are obtaining them on the secondary market. That's not what the fund was for. So accordingly, the division is asking that you make permanent our order that the fund no longer be available for redemption, and that the matter finally be closed. The Playboy's been closed since 1984. It's time to end the matter. So I'd be happy to answer any questions. I have reviewed the draft order and fully support it.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes, go ahead, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here. I do have a question. You're talking about, specifically, we're talking about Atlantis and Playboy. I am curious, though, over the years, there have been other casinos that have closed. What has been the process or the procedure? Has it been the same? Is it different? Or would you elaborate on what the process has been regarding the unredeemed gaming chips and tokens? What has happened? Because, as I said, there have been other casinos that have closed.
What happened is we essentially learned our lesson from the Playboy case. When other casinos closed, we established a period of time that they had to remain, they had to establish a fund and allow people to come in and redeem them in person for a certain amount of time, generally 6 months to a year. So that when places like the Showboat closed or the Taj Mahal, you had a limited amount of time in order to redeem those chips. It didn't go on forever the way the Playboy one was. The Atlantis one also is open-ended. However, the Atlantis inventory chips were correctly destroyed, and therefore, the only outstanding chips for the Atlantis are not on the secondary market that we know of. They're the ones that can actually be redeemed. If we find that, for example, people are buying them on eBay or something like that, we could come back and appear before you again asking to deal with that. But at this time, we're only aware of the Playboy chips being redeemed improperly. For the other casinos that have closed, we established a finite period to redeem them.
Okay. All right, thank you so much.
And just for clarification, this is just addressing the Playboy chips, not the Elsa.
That is correct.
And then at a later date, are you thinking the division's going to address that?
If we have reason to believe that those chips are being improperly redeemed or presented for redemption, then we would come back before you. However, at this time, it's only the Playboy chips that have proven problematic, so that's the one that we're acting on.
This company that didn't do it properly, were they involved with any other casinos that you're aware of that were chip destruction, that this could pop back up?
Not that I'm aware of. The company was the Green Duck Company. What happened there was that they were eventually acquired, and then the acquiring company was itself acquired by a large conglomerate in England. That company chose to shut the Green Duck Corporation down. And so that company no longer exists. It was based in Mississippi. It was a casino service industry enterprise at the time, but it's been closed for quite a while.
Commissioner Molyneux, any questions? No. Commissioner Cooper?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I have some remarks. We are being asked to consider issues related to the former Playboy Casino Hotel, a casino property that operated in Atlantic City for a very short period in the 1980s. On April 14th, 1981, per the provisions of the Casino Control Act at the time, the commission granted the owners and the operators of Playboy a conditional one-year casino license. At the license review hearing on April 1982, the commission denied the application of Hugh Hefner Chief Executive Officer of Playboy. However, the commission granted its joint venture partner, a predecessor to Elsinore Shore Associates, a plenary casino license on the condition that it divest the interest held by Playboy. Playboy ultimately sold its interest in the Playboy Casino to its partner in 1984. The casino hotel was renamed the Atlantis Hotel and Casino. The commission did, however, require Atlantis to continue to redeem on-site any outstanding Playboy gaming chips and slot machine tokens. Struggling financially, in April 1989, the commission denied the renewal of the Elsinore's casino license and appointed a conservator to take title to all the Elsinore's assets and to supervise the Elsinore's continued operation of the Atlantis as a casino hotel pending further orders of the commission. Shortly thereafter, on May 18, 1989, the commission ordered the closing of the Atlantis as of 4 a.m. on May 22, 1989. On June 1, 1989, the commission entered an order requiring Elsinore to segregate a fund in the amount of $875,000 and use that fund to redeem outstanding gaming chips and tokens for both Playboy and Atlantis. As presented to the commission by counsel for Elsinore, that amount represented the combined outstanding liability on unredeemed Playboy and Atlantis gaming chips and tokens previously issued to the gaming patrons. Although there was a running account of how much was owed, there was no detailed inventory of each outstanding gaming chip and token, nor a record of to whom each was issued. On June 6, 1989, Elsinore filed a petition with the commission seeking the withdrawal of the $450,000 from the dedicated funds to use for its own purposes. Elsinore represented to the commission that this amount was the value of the gaming chips and tokens issued by Playboy, which remained unredeemed. A few days later, on June 8, 1989, the commission ordered the conservator to take exclusive control and possession of the bank accounts held by Elsinore, including dedicated accounts. Elsinore amended its petition on August 30, 1989, and sought the release for its general use of all sums held for redemption. The division opposed Elsinore's petition and sought to have the funds dedicated for gaming chip and slot token redemption, deemed unclaimed property, subject to custodial possession to the state pursuant to the Uniform Unclaimed Property Act. On November 15, 1989, the commission determined that it lacked jurisdiction to determine the state issue and ordered Elsinore to continue to redeem Playboy and Atlantis chips and tokens. The commission also directed the conservator to continue to hold and control all dedicated accounts. On December 29, 1989, the commission discontinued the conservatorship, discharged the conservator, and required the conservator to transfer the funds in dedicated accounts to a commission representative. By commission resolution dated January 24, 1990, the commission took possession of the funds remaining in the dedicated accounts and invested them in the State Cash Management Fund. In July 1991, the Appellate Division of the New Jersey Superior Court determined in State versus Elsinore Shore Associates the gambling casino funds held by the commission in the amount of unredeemed gaming chips and slot tokens were subject to the Uniform Unclaimed Property Act and payable into the protective custody of the state treasurer. Per the orderly shutdown plan, all unissued Playboy chips held by Elsinore were required to be destroyed. Unissued gaming chips are not redeemable. It was subsequently learned that the company contracted to destroy the unused gaming chips failed to do so, and instead buried the chips on a property in Mississippi. In the bid 2008, a construction project unearthed unissued Playboy gaming chips. Those unearthed chips were then improperly taken by the public and placed in circulation. Such chips were never intended for redemption and do not represent a legitimate debt owed to casino patrons. Unlike the Playboy gaming chips, upon the closure of Atlantis, its inventory of unissued gaming chips and slot machine tokens were properly destroyed in accordance with the Commission's regulations in place at the time. At the time of the renaming of Playboy, as well as the closure of Atlantis, Commission regulations, specifically NJAC 19:46-1.5C, provided that, except for limited circumstances, as otherwise approved by the Commission, each casino license shall redeem its gaming chips and plaques only from its patrons and shall not knowingly redeem its gaming chips and plaques from any non-patron source. Current division regulations, NJAC 13:69E-6.6A, specifies the same limitation. The division's position that gaming chips are personal to the patron as a representation of debt to a specific patron and are forbidden to be redeemed if they come from a non-patron source, was the prevailing law at the time and remains so to this day. Playboy ceased operating as a casino hotel in 1984. The Atlantis ceased operations as a casino hotel by order of the Casino Control Commission on May 22, 1989. The unclaimed property administrator began administering the funds held for the redemption of Playboy gaming chips and slot machine tokens in 1991. Sufficient time has passed for actual Playboy patrons to have redeemed any gaming chips and/or tokens owed by Playboy. Recent attempts have been made to present Playboy chips for payment from the funds administered by the unclaimed property administrator, where the chips were not lawfully chips held by patrons of Playboy, but instead they were unissued chips that should have been legally destroyed or chips obtained on the secondary market. The Director's emergency order of July 7th, 2023, immediately terminating further redemptions of Playboy chips was issued to prevent fraudulent and improper claims against the funds administered by the unclaimed property administrator and preserve the public policies expressed through the Casino Control Act and implementing regulations. The failure to properly destroy unissued Playboy gaming chips in accordance with the governing commission regulations and their subsequent unearthing and circulating among non-patrons could not have been foreseen by the commission when it retained a dedicated account for redemptions of Playboy gaming chips and slot machine tokens upon the shutdown of Elsinore some 5 years after the closure of Playboy. The division has made a compelling argument. The circumstances surrounding the Playboy chips and the tokens have so substantially changed that I believe prohibiting further redemption of Playboy gaming chips and slot tokens is necessary to protect and ensure the ongoing integrity of casino gaming. Granting the relief requested by the division further preserves the public policies established through the New Jersey Casino Control Act as implemented through regulations. Accordingly, I move that, 1, find that pursuant to the authority provided in NJSA 5:12-75, that the commission modify or vacate to the extent inconsistent with its prior orders and resolutions, including orders 89-22-34, 89-23-23A, 89-43-29, 89-50-35, and resolutions numbered 90-425 and find that the period for redemption at Playboy Gaming chips and slot machine tokens is now closed, and that further redemptions by the unclaimed property administrator shall cease, and find that the remaining sum held by the unclaimed property administrator shall be relinquished and insured to the benefit of the state, and that a copy of the commission's order be served on unclaimed property administrator within 5 days of its entry. I know that was a long motion, but I thought it was critical that we give the entire background from the commission's standpoint on this matter. So with that being said, is there a second to my motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
No.
Don't ask me to read it again. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Maldonado.
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper.
Yes.
And Chairman Flores.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
In accordance with Resolution 22-12-0703, the next closed session shall be held on Wednesday, October 25, 2023, at 9:30 a.m. in the Commission offices.
This is the public participation portion of the meeting. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to speak?
I have no indication that there are any online comments.
We have no email comments as well. Hearing that, the public participation portion of the meeting is now closed. Can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is now adjourned.